So there's over 2 million property investors out there, and they've got several $1 trillion invested in property. So it's really important to get a PICA association looking after those investors. Up until now, we haven't had one. You know, there's an association for shareholders, there's other associations out there looking after the interest of those investors. So it's only logical that we would set up an association exclusively for property investors, run by property investors. We've set PICA up for two really important reasons. The first one is around awareness. So it's really important to understand that when you invest in property, there are risks. So greater education, knowing who to talk to, and some of the things around that is going to be important. So we really are passionate about continuing to build that education piece to minimise the risk of investing in property. Secondly to that is the advocacy piece. You know, property investment is unregulated. It's crazy to think with such a high value transaction that there's no regulation in play. So we want to advocate for regulation. But in addition to that, we also see that governments are looking at making some changes around, some of the regulation and policy, and they're not consulting with us. So by uniting our voice, we'll be able to sit at the table with government and engage with them in terms of some of the pros and cons that we might see in their policy recommendations. I mean, it's logical, isn't it? If you're going to make changes to an industry, why wouldn't you talk to the people who it's going to impact the most? It's obviously anyone who owns an investment property, but if you're planning to become an investor and you want to get educated, then absolutely join the association. Membership is very, very reasonable. It's just $5 a year. So our introductory offer is $5 or $20 for 5 years membership. So all the funds that we get are basically reinvested into the critical areas, such as education, making sure that property investors are making smarter decisions. But in addition to that, and what's probably really important at the moment, is we're going to be looking at some research papers, trying to get some insights into exactly how positive our impact is on the broader economy and the social fabric of Australia. It's really important that we understand what sort of jobs are we creating, what sort of positive economic impact are we having across the marketplace. PICA will only be a success if people join up. I mean, ultimately, we need that membership revenue to be able to reinvest. Not for profit means that we want to reinvest that money. So it's important that if you are a property investor or a budding property investor, that you join today, because with that money, we can basically do the right things. We can build that awareness piece, we can build that advocacy piece, and we can take the association into a stronger position to be able to protect your investment interests.